Now, when I was growing up, my father and my uncle, everybody, they always referred to motorcycles as fair weather friends. And what that means is when the sun's out and it's a nice day, the motorcycle's your friend. You can enjoy riding it. But once those clouds start rolling in and that rain starts falling, you want to get off of it as quick as you can because it is the worst enemy you will have. Now, if you can imagine little screws or BBs hitting you all over your arms and your neck and everything else, that's about what it feels like riding a motorcycle in the rain. It hurts. The downside to it is anybody that rides more than a year or so, anybody that actually rides for a while, they're going to get caught out in the rain. Now, riding in the rain, it's a little bit different than riding on the road. You still have the same things to worry about, but the main difference is that road's a little bit slicker. New pavement, that's going to be real slick. Yellow line, stay off of it. It's ice. White line, same way, it's ice. Anything that is slick when it's dry, it's going to be 10 times as slick when it's raining. Now the idea, you can't really ride the same way when it's raining as you can when it's dry because you don't have as much traction. I mean, those tires are only so wide and you've only got two of them and they're right in the same line. It's not like a car where if one tire slips, the other three are going to catch it. One tire slips on a motorcycle and, well, unless you can ride a unicycle, you're just SOL. But the way you counter that is you try not to lean as much as possible. Keep the bike a little bit more straight up in the turns, a little bit slower. Just like you would in a car, you take the turns slower when it's raining. You do the same thing on a motorcycle, but you don't lean as hard. Try and make sure you brake only when you need to and don't brake hard. A lot of people, that's where they'll wreck a motorcycle at, is they'll brake way too hard. Now with a motorcycle, 90% of your braking is done by the front tire. So you figure you lock up on the front on your brakes, the back and the front, 90% of the weight is going toward the front. What happens then? You're going to be cartwheeling down the road looking like an idiot. So you do use a little bit more back brake when it's wet, or I do, and be real gentle on those front brakes. And a lot of people, they'll see it start raining and they'll think, well, I can outrun it. So they haul tail at 90, 95 miles an hour, something like that, down these little back roads. The problem with that is 2 miles back down the road where you came from, it wasn't raining. Now it's raining. Common sense would tell you if you're going into the storm, going faster isn't going to help. You're just going to run into the middle of the storm that much faster. Now if it's raining on you and then it stops raining on you, chances are you're on the other side of the storm and there's no sense in going any faster anyway because you just outran the storm anyway. It's always better to be safe than sorry, and with rain, just suck it up, take the BBs, and be safe about it. If it gets too bad and you're on the interstate or somewhere like that, pull under an underpass and wait it out. Most of the time, if you're on a motorcycle, you're not in that big of a hurry anyway. You're just out cruising around, relaxing. 15-20 minutes under an underpass isn't going to hurt you. And it might actually save your life. If you can get off of the interstate, maybe go into a store or somewhere like that, of course that's going to be even better, because at least you're not sitting under there by yourself or in a pack. The interstate's not a very safe place to start with, to pull over on the side. So anytime you can get off of it, an exit ramp, somewhere like that, you're a whole lot safer. Ideally, if you know it's going to rain, and it's actually very smart to watch the weather if you're planning on riding. I try not to leave the house without knowing it's going to rain sometime or whether it's going to be sunny all day. But check your weather. If you do get caught out in it, be safe. Take your time. Be aware of the dangers. One of the biggest things about riding, whether it's in the rain or whether it's on a nice sunny day, is your confidence. If you think you can take that turn, chances are you're going to take that turn. If you go into that turn scared and think you're going to wipe out or wash out, chances are you're going to wipe out. The majority of riding is all done in your head. Balance and everything like that, that's just simple physics that the bike's going to take care of most of it itself. If you let it. The more you fight the bike, the more problems you're going to have. And the more you overthink it, the more you're going to fight it. And of course, the more problems you're going to have. And the only way to build up your confidence is just by getting out there, getting the wind on you, some sun on your back. That's another thing that's funny about riding in the rain. You think about it, you'd think your back would be covered, be soaked, because you leaned over the bike, and that's what's exposed to the rain. The thing about it, when you're riding like that, you get a wind tunnel effect. The wind's blowing over the front windshield, blowing over your helmet, creating an airstream over you that's blowing the rain that would hit your back right off, so it never touches your back. The problem with riding in the rain is when you get off, it's going to look like you peed all over yourself. The water's going to run right down the motorcycle. It's going to hit you in the chest. It's going to hit you in the stomach. It's going to run right down that gas tank into your pants. But your back is going to be bone dry. And if you try riding, when you're riding in the rain, if you try wiping your face shield off, it's not going to do much good. It's just going to streak it up and everything else. The best thing I've found to do is just turn your face sideways, like that right there. And what will happen is the air will actually blow all the rain and the water off of your face mask. That way you can see. Does it without any streaks.